Hello everyone. This is just going to be a revised version of the Halloween guide because there were some things I wasn't able to get to in the last one. Um, yeah, enjoy. So the first trinket is Blood Flow. Um, this trinket will increase your speed by 30% when the elevator opens and when panic mode starts for 8 seconds. Very good for slow characters that are worried about getting into the elevator. I recommend this on 1 and 2 star speed characters, such as Death, Talk, Doc, and more. The next one is Candy Seeker. It highlights items, so you can see the items around me are highlighted in a green thing. This is in close proximity, because you can see the candy corn right up ahead of me isn't glowing until I move closer to it. Pretty useful for characters that, actually this is useful for any character. You can play as any character and that would be useful for you. Um, but it is pretty niche, and I see why there are other, or I see why you could, or I see why you would use other trinkets that aren't this. Now, the last trinket is the Soul Snatcher, but, so what this one does is, I actually don't know exactly what it does, but the description says that, when a teammate dies, if you have an open inventory slot, it'll snatch their last heart for you to use later. I don't know what this looks like yet. I'm assuming what it does is just gives you like their heart in your inventory, and then you can use it as like a bandage. But don't believe me, but I don't like know yet what it does. Now, Candace's ability, or her active ability, allows her to give the entire team a rare item. This is actually really good, and it can give you some really clutch items, or it could give you absolute garbage. It can only be used once, so just take note of that, but it is worth noting that if you have your hands full with already good items, then you can use them on that floor, and then use it like later on the floor, so you can kind of save it for when you want the team to get more rare items. But it's a very good ability. These are the items you can get from it. The good items you can get from it are TNT, which is essentially just an eject button. Batteries, which is essentially just a jumper cable. Jumper cables, which is basically like instructions. Of Hold on. Bandage and medkit, which is just self-explanatory. They're healing items. Spirit spray, which is a smoke bomb essentially, and a vintage, or yeah, and then the bad items you can get from it are a vintage horn, which just lures the spirits towards you and isn't good unless you're a distractor, but it doesn't decrease stealth, so it's still pretty bad. Sour candy, it's what it sounds like. It's just like the Jawbreaker, I think. I think you could also get a magnifying glass, which increases your skill check spawn rate, but I don't know. It's not that good. The magnifying glass isn't good. So yeah, that's Candace's active ability. Oh, it only works on even floors, though. So just keep note of that. Don't rely on it too much. Now, Death's ability allows him to lure the spirits away from his location, or towards his location, which can actually be good if they are camping a machine. You can see here I used it. And now Doc just like went to where I used it. Pretty good because you can use it as a lure. Your high stealth means you can actually get away pretty easily after this, despite your 1-star movement speed. I thought this was going to be like a dumb ability that would hurt him more than helping him, but in a practical sense, it's actually pretty good. Now, Fang, can like, it's hard to explain, but he can cover himself with his wings to become invincible. And if he hits a spear while shielding himself, it'll stun the spirit here. Let me show you. And the spirit will also lose interest on him. Very clutch ability that can be used in hard situations, but note it can only be used once every offlord. But it's still really good. I do like it. So I actually did learn what Candace's gimmick was. Spirit Candace is her attention span's short, but her speed is actually above average, so you need to be careful. I would recommend trapping her in the spirit box if you can because of this. Most main characters do have a special ability that makes them worth trapping, so just keep that in mind. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the part 2 to the Halloween update guide. This is the last Twilight Zone guide video I'll do in a while. Once they release more content, I'll make another guide maybe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something new. See ya, and goodbye. Oh, also, stay curious.